Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. I think into the future. I invest in the future, and I think we have a very bright future in front of us. And I want to give you some evidence of that. I'm a YouTuber. I create videos. I feel I'm an artist. This is what I like to do. I feel I'm a creator. This is a video. This is the thumbnail of a video I did on January the 27th, 2021. Google has paid me over $5,200 for that video. That's the deal we have. I calculate that Google made $7,872 off of that video, selling advertising against it, and they gave me 69% of that $7,872, and they kept 31%. That's our deal, okay? So I'm the creator. I create the content, and they pay me for it, and I'm good with that. But I'm not so good with the way that everybody else in this industry, this social media industry, treats me, treats you. And I think they have pulled a scam on us. I really do. And I hear the statement that data is gold, data is oil. Well, what if someone said to you, we'll clean your driveway if we can mine the gold in your backyard for free? You'd say, you got to be kidding me. Well, that's exactly what Facebook has done, Pinterest has done, Twitter has done. You're creating the gold, the data, and they're not paying you for it. Now, I'm not aware of anybody other than Google's AdSense on YouTube that works such a deal. That's got to change. And the beauty of it is Digital Revolution 3.0 is going to make it possible because we now know where the data is and who has it. And we now have a system called blockchain, which we can organize it and sort it out and say, this box belongs to Kerry. Anybody who wants to go and take anything out of that box has to pay Kerry rent or a commission or a percentage of the money that it generates, much as my video that generated $7,872, I got over $5,200. And what's important is I will get that from now on for the rest of my life, even beyond my life. That's fair because I'm the creator. I'm the creator. You're the creator. I'm going to explain this to you even further. I'm going to explain to you how I think it's going to happen. I'm going to explain to you how it's a better deal than the deal not only for us, but for them. How we can make their business better if they'll pay us for our data. And I'm going to tell you the companies that are going to do it and gain an advantage over those companies that don't do it. This is not financial advice. This is financial education that you've never heard and never will hear anywhere else. We'll get right to it.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
It's Father's Day. I got a call from my son. Yesterday, I got a picture from him. I posted it on Facebook. Here it is. Take a look at it. This was actually taken at the beach over the Christmas holiday, and he sent it to me. Really cool. Really enjoyed it. I posted it on Facebook on today, June 19th, 2022. Facebook put it up And around it, they posted an ad for Wall Street Journal, Viking Cruise Lines, celebrity agents, the Healthcare Network, a company called Home Repair Services, Valley Bank, Iron Tribe Fitness, specifically the facilities in my community, and Asset Map Platform. It's a financial planning company. They sold ads around my picture of my son and they got paid for it. How much do you think they paid me for it? Not a red cent. My son and I created that content. We got nothing for it. That's not fair. And if Mark wants to perpetuate his business and keep it relevant, he needs to start paying me and my son. If he does, will I gain greater interest in it? Well, let me use my analogy from my YouTube. I spend 4 hours every day creating videos for YouTube. Would I be more diligent about my contributions to Facebook if I got a check from Facebook every month? I think I would. I think Mark would not be losing participation. I think Mark could even draw in my grandchildren if they knew that if they posted a picture of them and their friends and TikTok didn't pay them and Mark did, who do you think they would, if they got that check to help them for their student loans, do you think maybe they might become loyal to Facebook? I think maybe. Let me show you this. I did a Google search and I put in women's blouses and tops. Okay? Here's what I saw come up. Look at that. Look adjacent to each of those lines in each of those pictures and what it says adjacent to them. It says ad. They are making a lot of money off of my search for women's blouses and tops. Are they sharing it with me? Nope, not a penny. Is that fair? I don't think so. This was created by Sergey Brin and Larry Page. They've already retired on my money because they aren't sharing my share of the revenue that they're generating from all of these ladies' blouses and tops companies. And that's not fair. You recognize this guy? That's Elon Musk. He has a car company. He's the wealthiest man in the world. He just made an offer to buy Twitter for $44 billion. Let me put that in perspective for you. There are 5.9 billion people in the world. In the world. United States, Russia, China, Africa, South America, 5.9 billion people in the world. If Elon, rather than pay Twitter that $44 billion, rather than do that, if he wrote a check to every citizen in the world, we'd all get a check for $5.5 billion. Does that make sense to you? That we have a guy who could make us all multi-billionaires, and he has made his money off of you and I? Well, how did he do that, Kerry? How did he do that? Well, let me give you a little insight to what Elon's doing. You know, he's got a navigation system on his car, and his promise to us is that navigation system is going to create an autonomous automobile. What does that mean? That means that that automobile will move down the road with its navigation system, interacting with other cars, and we will not have to drive. We can watch movie. He even has karaoke in there. We can sleep. That's his promise to us. And that promise has created the ability for him to either pay Twitter $44 trillion or write each of us a check for $5.5 trillion. That's probably not going to happen. But let me share with you what made this possible. What made it possible for Elon to come up with $44 billion? He has a navigation system, and he has over 1.3 billion miles of video that makes that navigation system possible. Now, what he intends to do with that is market it to every other automobile company that doesn't choose to use Luminar. Okay? Where did he get that 1.3 billion miles from all of you people who have bought a Tesla and are feeding it to him? What has he given you for your work? For what has he given you for the gold he took out of your backyard? Not a damn cent. In fact, he's charging you for the car that delivers him the 1.3 billion miles. Now, all I'm asking you, is that fair? No, that's a scam. If it was a little old lady and it was emptying her bank account, he'd be in jail. But no, under the digital revolution, all's fair. We can take your data, we can harvest it, we can monetize it, and then screw you. We'll sell you something. That's not fair. Well, is it possible to rectify that? You bet it is. You bet it is. That data, through artificial intelligence, machine learning, can be sorted. It can all be put in a box and said, that's Kerry's data. If you want access to it, you need to pay him. Are we talking about the universal wage? I think maybe we are, because we own the gold. We own the oil. It's just called data now. And Digital Revolution 3.0 is going to make it possible for us to monetize our data through the use of blockchain. I'll talk about that another day. That's a whole nother 5 videos. Where else does this apply? How about Pinterest? They sent you a check lately? Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Any of them sent you a check lately? What are they monetizing? Your data, the content that you're producing. Now, again, let me take you right back to the beginning of this. On that video, this video right here, Google has paid me over $5,200. This is to me, this is comparable to Michael Jackson's Thriller. It pays him forever, and that's fair. It will pay his heirs forever, and that's fair because he produced it. It's his content. It's his data. That's fair. What's going on is not fair. So what do you need to do about this? I would predict this is going to change. How is it going to change? If this video goes viral, if your senator sees this video, if your representative sees this video, if Elizabeth Warren sees this video, Elizabeth, we do not have to forgive student debt. We merely need to pay those students for the data that they create. That'll take care of it. Is it a tax on these big companies? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It is a tax levied on them, paid directly to us. We don't have to run it through your bureaucracy, Elizabeth. We don't have to run it through the IRS because we know what you do with our money. You gave away $9 trillion of our money between March of 2020 and December of 2020, and 20% of it went to fraud. No, let Tesla pay me if I choose to buy a Tesla and give him that data. Let Google pay me direct. If I choose to use Pinterest and Instagram, let them pay me direct. Let them go to my box of data and rent it. So what is the first thing that has to happen? Your senator, your representative, your president has to make this legal, make it possible. The means by which to do it is there. The data is there. Every bit of it can be sorted through the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning, and you can start getting your check next month if they would act on it. How are we going to get them acting on it? You're going to make this video go viral. You're going to share it with everybody you know and demand your monthly check because it's your gold. It's my gold. Google AdSense is treating me fair. Facebook is not. Pinterest is not. TikTok is not. Tesla is not. Shame on them, and shame on me if I allow this to continue. Because the tools are there. It's called blockchain. Learn about it. The tools are there for me to put my claim on my data, my content, and demand that I get paid for it if you use it. If I run a search for women's blouses, and particularly if my wife buys one of those blouses, you owe me because it's my content and it's my data. Okay, that's my rant for Father's Day. Cool picture my sons put out there. But I think this is the way you and I need to think from this point on. What's fair is fair. And what we've been dealing with is not fair. Apple's recognized it. They recognize that a lot of what's going on is a violation of our privacy. Well, if you want to violate my privacy, have you noticed you go to a website and there's a little box that shows up that blocks your view and it says, we want to collect your cookies. We'll let you see the page if you give us your cookies. All you're doing right there is giving up the rights to your data. That should not be the case. If anything, it should say, if you collect this box, check this box, we'll send you a check. That's fair. All right. Gonna go have breakfast now. It's Father's Day. Talk to you again tomorrow.